Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on? Read between the lines, criticize the words they're selling. Think for yourself and feel the...
Good morning and welcome to your midweek recap. I am Chanda-Masta, the Trailer Park Pundit. And wow, we got a lot to talk about today. Every day the world's falling apart, right? But just seems like it's compounding and getting worse as we get closer to the 2024 election. Lots to talk about there. Let me pull my chats up. How is everybody this morning? I got to tell you guys, I'm a little hungover, and I don't mean that I went out and drank last night. I can kind of see it on my own face. I bought these 100 milligram THC vials, and I drank one last night. My ankle is killing. I don't know if anybody else is feeling the season change. We're definitely feeling it up here in the Pacific Northwest, and every broken bone, and I'm a chronic bone breaker, is aching. So I've got a really bad ankle. I probably told you guys the story of how I broke it one 4th of July night, and the hospital thought that I was just a drug seeker. So they kicked me out with a broken leg, and I walked around with it for over a year with it broken. I had multiple casts put on it, and now my ankle doesn't seat right. When I take a step, my ankle, it does this weird thing. It cracks, it pops. Anyways, so I was like, well, this is supposed to help with pain. So I took it, and I really didn't feel it last night. Edibles are weird the way they metabolize, right? And then this morning I woke up and I'm kind of just like rum dummied, shake it off. But I can tell you, I'm not in too much pain this morning. Good morning, chat. How is everybody? Ozzy's here. Good to see you. V, good to see you, V. Keith Hayes. Yeah, I agree. Russell Brand thing is insane, isn't it? Cold Fusion's in the house this morning. We're going to talk about Russell Brand as we get further down the deck. Kate's over here pushing Pasta's channel. That's right. Craig Pasta Jardula has a personal channel that he's putting a lot of work up on. And I think Friday he's dropping his documentary. He does the same thing I do. We always try to say documentary, but we mean to say, I caught him doing it the other day over on Jimmy, and I had to laugh because I've done the same exact thing. It's okay, Pasta. We lose our vowels as soon as we get on air. I don't know what that's about. Rick's in the house. Good morning, Rick. Good to see you. Kate's hanging out over on the Rokfin too. Do me a favor, hit that like button and share this out, because you guys know if you're a truth teller, you are shadow banned, algorithmically challenged, and they take your followers from you. So we know how that goes. Let me get logged into the Rumble. Good morning, Rumble, and the Kick. Kick, you sure have been picking up some views over there. I'm so proud of you, Kick. You're becoming a better platform than Rumble, but don't tell Rumble, because we all know, right? We all know. Peter Thiel, he's just another bad guy, just like Elon, just like all the rest of them. So we'll see what happens with Rumble, right? We love you, Rumble. Okay, guys, if you're wondering about my card this morning, what in the hell is that? Of course, I brought you this story earlier in the year, just before summer. There's a bunch of trolls that are their art pieces around the country, especially in the Pacific Northwest. I think we have like 8 or 10 of them up here. They're everywhere. They're in different poses. They're really cool. But this is the Jackson Hole, Wyoming troll. And I just loved her. I had to slap my face on her. So there you are. If you are near Jackson Hole, Wyoming, check it out. But I don't know if anybody's actually near Jackson Hole, Wyoming, right? I once broke down there. Oh my God, I had a U-Haul and I was driving home from Louisiana, which is like a 5-day trek. I had 3 kids under the age of 5, strapped into that U-Haul. I was top heavy and I blew a tire at like 3 o'clock in the morning on an interstate by Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And I had no choice but to just sleep in the U-Haul until daylight because there was nothing open. And I knew that. That was back in the 90s before we had cell phones and all of that. So I limped into Jackson Hole and got my tire fixed and was back on the road. But it was an impressive little town for sure. Okay, fair use. We are on YouTube this morning, so we know how YouTube's being, and we're going to talk about how YouTube is being. But fair use. I am merely giving my opinion, speculating. uh, this is, I'm commentating. I'm not news reporting. I'm just giving you my opinion. But if you're interested in anything that I am telling you about, go check it out for yourself because I only touch the surface of it. You could go do the deep dives and find out, hey, the truth is out there. They just don't want you to find it. So you can do that. Let's see, what else do we got here? If you want to help me out, Spot Fund is what I'm using now. I got rid of GoFundMe because those guys, let me tell you, we know all about those guys. And of course, I have Linktree. All the links are in the description below, and I'll probably put up the QR code before the show is over if you want to help me out. You guys are so amazing. I had a viewer send me a money order. You guys are so amazing. A postal money order. So it came from the United States Post Office, right? And it's going towards fixing my car or more work on my car because I've had a lot of work done on my car this year and it's still not in good shape. I still don't trust it to take it to the next town over. But anyways, so I finally go to cash this money order that I've had for a long time, and I try to put it in my bank account, and my bank sends me a message that says, yeah, no, we don't take money orders. Sorry, you can still cash it somewhere else. And I'm like, okay, so where do I go? I go to the post office. I figure it came from the post office. The post office should be able to cash it, right? We used to bank with the post office. When I was a young 18-year-old mother who had to pay her bills, I had to go to the post office to get money orders. So I go to the post office, and guess what? Both of the post offices close to me are too poor to be able to cash that money order for me. So this is the crazy times that we're living in. If it's not a digital transaction anymore, it's paper checks and money orders. They are a thing of the past, and no banks want to touch them. That's just the way it is. So be careful out there. If you get those money orders, to have a plan on what you're going to do with it. Good morning, Snow Leopard. Good to see you. Barb made it. Good to see you, Barb. How is everybody this morning on this Wednesday morning? Are you feeling it? Does it feel like fall where you're at? Because I woke up, it is rainy, it is gray, which is great for my garden because they shut my water off a couple of days ago. We have outside irrigation, and so I'm packing water to my squash, my tomatoes, my peppers, everything that's still I'm trying to finish out its season. So hot. Hola, peeps. Uncle Warren's in the house. Okay, let's do this day in history. There wasn't a lot for September 20th, I got to tell you guys. So 1870, Rome incorporated into Italy. Yeah, there you go. So 1980, Italian troops occupy Rome, leading to the eventual incorporation of Rome into the Kingdom of Italy. Let's see what else do we got here. 1886, South Africa's city of Johannesburg was founded. Don't know much about that. And 1973, in a much publicized Battle of the Sexes tennis match, Billie Jean King defeated Bobby Riggs. Were you there? Did you see it? Do you remember it? We got a couple of birthdays, and you notice I've got some live animation going on in this day in history, thanks to Oz the Boomer stopping by and animating my deck. He is getting really good with that, isn't he? It looks great. Beautiful how you got the fountain to move, Oz. And I put Sophia Loren in there just for you. Happy birthday, Sophia Loren. We got a couple other birthdays. Of course, Asia Argento. Do you know who Asia is? Asia was the girlfriend of Anthony Bourdain. She's got a nasty, nasty bad reputation, and a lot of people contribute his demise to the relationship he had with her. So and of course, our favorite nothing burger, Van Jones. It's his birthday. I wonder what MSNBC got him. What do you think they got him? Not a better time slot, I can tell you that. Okay, lots of things happened this week. Last time we talked on Monday, there was a F-35 missing. They found it, but not before they were seriously looking for it. And this is just funny. I had to bring this.
Have you seen my F-35? Have you seen my F-35?
Have you seen my F-35? Reward if found, please call us if you see it, U.S. military. And yeah, there was a lot of conspiracies that were flying around with this one. Apparently, they said the pilot ejected. There was rumors that it had been hacked by the CCP and that it had been flown into Havana and landed at the Chinese military base. But no, it turns out that they found it crashed just a short while later, about a half a day later, they found it. How the hell do you lose one? Well, they say the transponder was turned off. Why was the transponder turned off on an $80 million jet? I don't know. Found this F-35, $500 million or best offer. No low ballers. I know what I've got. He's probably thinking about the Roman Empire. How did they lose an F-35? Yes, that's what we all want to know. How did they lose an F-35? You know, we've seen some crazy conspiracies over the years. Remember, we kept having our Navy ships run into China, like their ships just in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like nobody could tell either one was there. So there's a lot of conspiracy talk about how we have cloaking devices and there's a lot of technology that we don't know about. They're saying the jet was in stealth mode and that is why they couldn't see the transponder on it. Who knows? They never tell us the truth. And when they do, it's 50 years later. But they found it. So here we go. Breaking, the F-35 fighter jet has reportedly been found. It crashed in Williamsburg County, South Carolina. The cause of the crash is currently unknown, but the Marines have ordered a grounding of all planes across the world. So all of those 800 plus military bases we've got, they grounded the planes for the next few days. Well, few we know means 3. So what the hell? What the hell was so bad that went with that jet that they have to ground every plane that the US has globally? I ain't buying the story they're selling on this one. I smell some stinky poo on this one. There's something going on that they're not telling us. INN Media, Indie Media says, oh, so this secular talk says stick to giving theater hand jobs. And Indie Media says you should be complaining about the 80 million we've spent on the F-35 asshole, but you have to play team sports. And that's it. Kyle wants to focus on Bobart giving a hand job in the movie theaters and not anything real. We know that about Kyle, though. But check this out. Does this seem suspicious? I brought the video of the crash site, and I don't know. Much like the Pentagon, where the fuck are all the plane parts? Just saying.
Thought to be from a Marine Corps fighter jet that disappeared on Sunday after the pilot ejected during a training mission. The pilot is said to be fine, but the incident or mishap, as it's being called, is still under investigation.
I don't see any plane parts. Where's some engines? Broken up fuselage.
State meaning without a pilot. But in this case, the transponder was not working and could not be tracked. Massachusetts.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, there was a lot of broken trees. If a plane crashed, a jet crashed, there would be a bunch of trees and a fireball, but it incinerated everything. I'm confused. There's no debris left from an $80 million jet crashing. Just seems odd. It's always odd. Look, it just look like Shanksville. It just looks like Shanksville. Yeah, poor Shanksville. The Bobart version of manual labor. Ah, that's so funny. Snow leopard. That's funny. Good morning, Jilly Love. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. If it's still morning where you are, it's definitely morning where I am. And Vic's here. Vass Adams in the house. Good to see you, Vic. Okay, let's talk about Russell Brand, guys, because a lot has been happening since this story broke a couple of days ago, and I told you guys it's not going away and it's going to get really freaking bad, right? And that's exactly what we see happening. So, nation shocked to discover Russell Brand and Jared Leto are two different guys. Everyone thought that this was the Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus type of thing, and that's funny because I was thinking that the other day. I was like, I wonder how many uninformed plebs think that Jared Leto and Russell Brand are the same guy because they look a lot alike. They sound a lot alike. They both want to be health gurus, right? They all want to be David Koresh at the end of the day. I mean, self admitted, Russell Brand's even said that. So, yesterday we woke up to the news that YouTube suspended Russell Brand for his advertising income. Basically, they demonetized him like they've done to so many of our brothers and sisters out there. And you say, what? How can they do that? He hasn't been criminally charged or found convicted yet, or, found guilty and convicted yet. Well, we keep telling you guys that every week we get a terms of service update on the community guidelines for YouTube as content creators. And there's this little tiny clause in there that says if stuff you're doing in your outside life reflects badly on YouTube, they can take you down. And apparently that's what they did. But we know this was a concerted effort to smear Russell Brand. We've been saying it since day one. You go out there and you watch the clips of how hard Russell's been hitting them for the last year and a half. I don't know. I followed Russell for a very, very long time. He was on my radar before he had however million lovelies that awakening wonders. And I always questioned, like, I don't understand uh, how this guy was in the center and deepness of Hollywood, being married to Katy Perry, being in some of the biggest movies, of the early 2000s. Get Him to the Greek was hilarious. Finding Sarah Marshall. There were so many good ones that he was in. And I don't know how, you don't get to that level unless they allow you to be at that level, and you don't stay at that level or leave that level. It's like a gang. Once you're in, you ain't getting out, right? That's so I've always had this. What is he doing in this space? Who's funding him? But of course, I appreciate what he's saying, so I'm not going to tear him down, but I always wondered. And now I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've gone back and watched the Katy Perry documentary. I watched that yesterday. That went over the time when Russell and them broke up. Oh, I was just seeing who's messaging me. And you could see a change in Russell. So I think what happened with Russell, and this is my personal opinion, you take it or leave it. I think he got into the middle of Hollywood. He was married to Katy Perry. He saw how superficial and how his life had no meaning. He took a trip to Africa, and in that trip, he really got in touch with the fact that there is an upper class and a lower class, and the lower class is absolutely being crushed. And I think it changed him personally. I really, really think that he went through a transformation, and he was doing a lot of spiritual stuff, like hanging out with yogis and things like that, right? He was trying to find himself. And then of course he settled down, got married, and has had kids. We change. I am not the same person that I was 15 years ago, not even fucking close. We grow up, our minds expand. Things that we thought were concrete, we learn are transparent now. And I think he obviously changed. And did he have a bad past to this? We all saw it. We all saw it, man. And yeah, he was wild and crazy when he was young, but I'm not going to condemn him. I don't know anything about his funding. He could very well be funded by some up and coming media that wants to take the place of mainstream media, because come on, some of them do. We know that. We kind of have this cliquey mainstream media that's independent media, and Russell's in that spot. So I'm not going to tear him down because there's enough people online tearing him down. So I had to bring you guys some of the comments, my favorite comments from yesterday. Let me find my glasses so I can actually read these. YouTube suspends Russell Brand from making money off his channel. The suspension comes following publication of and SA allegations against the British pop star, who developed into a wellness and conspiracy influencer. So Christian Drake says all it takes to is accusations, and you're erased from society. Imagine if the government froze your assets because of an accusation. Wait, they already did that with the truckers in Canada. Oh yeah, that's right, they did. Question: will anyone boycott YouTube in response to the demonetization of Russell Brand? Answer: no. Middlemaga.com says, in related news, YouTube CEO Neil Mohan is an active member of the Council on Foreign Relations. Many of the topics Russell Brand discusses goes against the corrupt organization. This is literally fascism. Joseph Stalin would approve. Yeah, he would. The Final Podcast says Google is an arm of the state. Oh, what? Yeah, we've been telling you guys that forever. YouTube is owned by Google, owned by Alphabet. A quick look at the major investors, and we find Vanguard and BlackRock as at the top two spots. Guess who Russell spoke out against? Yes, we know. And let's see. The wildest part of the Russell Brand R accusation is that Joe Biden has more and is allowed to monetize his presidency. Oh, burn. Yeah, that was a burn. That was a total burn, right? Because we all know it. Biden has totally profited off his presidency. Pay for play is what they've all done for my whole entire lifetime. So I think the last non-crook president we probably had was Nixon. How crazy is that? Did Nixon come out of the White House and become a multi-millionaire? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So, all these monsters we grew up with, the political monsters when we were young. The whole joke in the 80s was Nixon's a crook. Nixon's a crook. Well, Reagan was a crook too. So there we go. Nancy Pelosi explaining what Democrats do. Oh, let's talk about it. What is she saying about how they smear people and they even have a name for it? Let's check it out.
We call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise them. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic, and it's self-evident.
So is she saying the wrap-up smear or the rat fuck smear? I can't figure it out. Rat fuck smear sounds a little bit more like what they would actually do. This is a great meme. We had to cheat because the Americans won't vote for us anymore. And that's exactly what it comes down to. More and more and more Americans are waking up to the corruption that is the Democratic Party and that they don't actually represent the working class, do they? DC's in the house this morning. Good to see you, DC. Did anybody else stop by that I haven't got a chance to shout out yet? Of course, I got Keith Hayes earlier, so let's see. I don't know. Is it rat fuck or is it wrap up? I don't. You guys tell me in the chat. I think it's rat fuck. Oh, okay. So Harris is just so proud of these damn Dems. They're sure damn proud of themselves. And yeah, she said it, but she always says it. Ralph Nader called it rat fucked, and he wrote a book called Rat Fucked. I have How the Rats Took Congress, a signed autograph copy of it. I might have two. I might end up having to give one of those away. So yeah, I love Ralph Nader's work, and How the Rats Reformed Congress or something like that is a great little read. It was his first dig at comedy, and he did a really good job. I mean, Ralph Nader's got a little bit of a sense of dry humor, but it was pretty funny. It really was. Okay, let's hear from Harris.
Over these last 18 months, Democrats have delivered. Let me rephrase that. Over these last 18 months, Democrats have delivered big time.
Don't laugh. That was the highlight. That was the high point of the speech. And boy, haven't the Democrats delivered big time. biggest gas prices, big inflation, more than 2 million illegal immigrants crossing the southern border. That's big. And don't forget the dramatic increase in violent crime in Democrat-run cities.
How about that?
How about that?
You guys, she could be your next president. She could be your next president. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare that is to think about. And yeah, what have the Democrats done for you? You know, I say it over and over. We all definitely had more money in our pockets and more money in our pocketbooks under Trump. You don't have to love Trump to realize that's the reality of it. The Dems have pushed us into this damn near hot war with Ukraine. They are taxing us to death to keep this war in Ukraine going. And in the meantime, screw you. We don't care about Americans. That's the message we get, especially every time you go to the pump to fill up. I live in Washington State. We have like the second highest gas in the country. It's crazy. Who's worse? Maybe I think Hawaii is a little bit worse than us. Maybe. And she also said this, and once Trump's gone and we have regained our rightful place in the White House, look out if you support him and endorsed his actions, because we're going to come for you next. You will feel the vengeance of our nation. No stone will be left unturned as we seek you out in this great nation. For it is you that betrayed us. Yes, she really said this. Oh my gosh, they just don't get it. You need votes so you don't go and turn off the voter base by calling them names. This is exactly what we keep telling Cornell, right? When you paint half the country with a big brush, those are votes that you're not going to get. Yeah, wow, she said that. A clear and express threat to tens of millions of people nationwide. Could our choice be made any more clear? You know, Trump thought that was great. He really did. So Biden's been out there doing Biden things this week, and Harry Sessions is still crawled up his ass. Could Donald Trump stretch like this? No, absolutely not. Trump can't do half of the things that Biden's done. You're right. Trump couldn't do half of the things that Biden's done. Trump couldn't take us into a major war with the nuclear power. Trump couldn't, I don't know, mandate everybody. There's so many things. And I'm not saying Trump didn't have anything to do with that, because he did, but they're right. There's so many things. Find someone that looks at you the way Biden looked at Clinton after Clinton signed Biden's crime bill into law, bringing mass incarceration to Black Americans. Oh, yeah. Look at the love. You can feel the love. Can you feel the love? I can feel the love. And of course, they still love each other, because we know the Clintons are one of the puppet masters still pulling the strings behind the scenes, have been for a long time. There's a lot of talk out there about body doubles, and we know that Biden's got a couple of body doubles. Fetterman apparently has a couple of body doubles, but one of Biden's body doubles got caught yesterday or the day before walking back to his car without his Secret Service, and here's the video. I don't know, do you think it was this Biden that was doing the stretching, or was it a different Biden? I don't know.
Joe Biden, Robin Act, is that you? Joe Biden, hey Joe, are you the body double? It's the body double. Hey Joe.
Oh, the cops don't even want you.
This is the one that you see on CNN, but where's the real Joe?
What do you guys think? Where's the real Joe? Which one was that? Well, we know Hillary's got a couple of body doubles too, right? We've been saying this about Biden. There's got to be somebody they're putting out there on the days that Biden just doesn't, he's got bad days. I've worked in a lot of Alzheimer's and nursing homes, and I'm here to tell you there's good days and there's bad days. And from the stuff, is it a stunt? Maybe it is a stunt, Kate. Maybe it is. That way they can say, see, he's not losing it. It's a body double. We get played so much in American politics. It's hard to say anymore. Like, I haven't even brought you guys the Fetterman story where he lost his tattoos. Did you guys see that one where they took a picture of him and his arms are up and he has no tattoos, but then they're saying he just had his arm turned so you couldn't see the tattoo? I don't know. I don't know. I've never put a lot of weight into any of these body double stories, but it makes you wonder. It really does. Good morning, Quirky. Sean Miller's in the house too. Who else came in? I saw Salty's Digital Dive is here, and Gray Walker joins third party. Good to see ya. And over on the Rokfins, TK's hanging out, and so is Gregory Walker. Denver Attaway stopped by too. Good to see you guys. And we got anybody hanging out on the Rumbles yet? Let me see. Sometimes I feel bad because I miss them, but no, there's nobody talking on Rumble. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, this is so gross. So, if Janet Yellen is talking, she's lying. And this was a interview that dropped yesterday on, of course, CNBC. What a total load of horseshit this woman sells you. And isn't it insane to think that she was in the same graduating class as Professor Richard Wolff? How crazy is that? Listen to this crap.
Well, the president wants to make sure that gas prices remain affordable for Americans. Americans care a great deal about the price of gas. They're still down $1.20 off their highs last summer, although they have gone up recently.
So basically what she's telling you is they raised gas $5 and then they dropped it $2, but then they raised it $1. So quit your crying. Like, what are you crying about? Biden's Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen insists Biden wants to make sure gas prices remain affordable for all Americans. When Biden took office, a gallon of gas was $2.39. Today, a gallon of gas is $3.88. I don't know what fucking state they're talking about. Must be the average price. And the price of gas has been above $3 a gallon for 850 days. 850 days you've been getting bled at the pumps. And yeah, we're a little sick of it. I know I am. I can't believe I got a deal the other day because I went to Safeway, and if you spend so much at Safeway, for every $100 you spend at Safeway, you get 1 10-cent gas discount. Well, I had a bunch of them saved up. So I actually got gas for $4.85 a gallon, and I was stoked because it was like $5.50 normally. So I was just like, oh my God, but too bad I didn't have enough to fill up, right? Only enough to just keep me going. It's so gross. But here is millions of people. I know some of these videos came out of Canada because I have ran a lot of these videos, but this is what we're seeing across the internet. Millennials, Gen Zers, Gen Xers taking to TikTok to show others how bad they're suffering. Oh, I know we're all feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Hey, I have a question. How are we affording life right now?
It's to a point where people can't live. This amounted to $100. This isn't even barely anything to feed me for a couple days.
You're not budgeting your money. Oh, you're not doing this. Oh, you're buying coffee. And it's like, no, I'm literally not doing any of those things.
I live paycheck to paycheck every week because I'm trying to pay every bill that the world is throwing at me right now.
And the government's response to that is, oh, hey, everybody, aliens are real. We don't give a fuck about aliens. We're trying to afford a roof over our heads. I refuse to continue living my entire life like this. I'm not going to struggle my entire life.
I'm just really tired of not being able to do the things that I want.
Prices on everything are up, from food, gas, rent. Instead of $60 to fill up your gas tank, it's $140. Instead of 99 cents for eggs, it's fucking $3. Rent's going from $3,000 to $5,000. All that shit adds up, and wages aren't going up fast enough.
Wages have gone nowhere. So what did most of us have to do, myself included, with the extra $400 a month I was spending on gas? I had to use my credit cards. Even with 3 jobs now, I'm not even going to make a dent on those credit card bills. I seriously want to know what the end game is, because soon we're not going to have any money for anything anymore.
So why the fuck are we working so hard to make money for other fucking people to use and steal our income just for us to never see it?
don't know what to do anymore. I don't. I just don't understand. At one point, I thought I had some sort of a purpose.
I'm working just to basically pay bills, just to survive.
Why can't we all collectively come together and agree that we just don't want to do this anymore? If our backs are their table, what do you think is going to happen when we stand up?
Oh, communist. You can't talk like that. Then you're a crazy communist or a crazy socialist. I've been called both to my face. But, you know, I got to show you guys. I got a credit card application in the mail. And you guys know I don't do credit cards. I don't have any credit card debt at all. I'm poor. My credit score has always been shit because it's always been in a male's name because I've always been married, right? And so I just learned. My Polish father-in-law, when I was 18, said, if you don't have the money to buy it, then don't fucking buy it. And I took that to heart. So I get a credit card application because I get them every day. Every day they're trying to con me into a credit card. I got this one from Capital One yesterday. But look at the APR. 30.49%. Are you fucking insane? Like, I would get a card and then pay you 30% of whatever the fuck I'm buying on top of all of the charges. Don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for it. They want you to be in credit card debt and credit card slave. Yes, DC, just say no to credit cards because that's what they want now. Right? They just want us so indebted to them that we can never quit working, that we can never retire. Retirement? What the hell is that? Come on. They are fucking psychopaths and it's disgusting. So don't fall for it. Know what you're looking at. And I get it, guys. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I say this all the time. I haven't been to the food bank in quite a few months, I'd say. Pretty much all summer because, you know, we farmers markets, people bringing me fruits and vegetables. I've had that little extra I need. You guys helping me out with donations. But we're coming into winter. I notice my pantry is getting really low on all the staples that I normally depend on the food bank for. Rice, you know, just stuff like that. Beans. It's good to have a bag of them in the back of the cupboard for a nice rainy day, you know, when you're poor. And don't be afraid to go to the food banks because that's where people have to go for help nowadays. And not only is the interest rate 30.9%, but they want you to deposit $1,000 to keep it. Plus only have a $999 limit. Yeah, right. And then they hit you with all these different service fees. You get a one-time service fee of like $100 and something, and then an inactive charge if you don't use your card. Yeah, it's such a big scam. I love the American Express one where as long as you pay off the whole entire balance every month, then there is no APR on it. Like, what the hell? Why wouldn't I just pay cash for it? Because you're building your credit, right? And that credit score is the most important thing in your whole entire fucking world. That's what we've been told our whole entire lives. I want the government shut down. Pentagon warns of a government shutdown could disrupt U.S. military aid to Ukrainians. I already said I want a government shutdown. You don't have to sell me on it. Yeah, right? Right? We are hearing rumbles. Let's see. I had another one. I think I might have put it somewhere else. With Rand Paul. Here it is. So Rand Paul, today I'm putting congressional leadership and POTUS on notice that I will oppose any effort to hold the federal government hostage for Ukraine funding. I will not consent to expedited passage or any spending measures that provide any more U.S. aid to Ukraine. Of course, that is Rand Paul. And Speaker of the House, McCarthy, plans to confront Zelensky on the Ukraine funding. Of course, he's in town. I don't think I have to comment anything he said when asked about more aid. So, yeah, Zelensky is in town. And we're going to get to that, but I think we're getting to that next. Well, let's talk about AOC first. Then we'll talk about Zelensky. What is AOC doing? So AOC endorses Biden's re-election campaign, sending a strong signal of Democratic unity. Yeah, we knew that, right? This is a little bit older, but I don't know why Reuters is reiterating it on September 21st. Oh, this was 2 years ago. That's funny. Let's see, but I do love this comment. This is what I brought it from. She went from bringing the ruckus to helping them fuck us. That's a good one. She don't bring no ruckus. She just fucks us. That's pretty good. I agree. I have this sweet little neighbor guy, and he's working on my yard right now. I can hear him weed eating. He just asked, "Can I help?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So if you hear the weed eater, I apologize. But hey, I'm getting some yard work done. So Robert F. Kennedy, did you guys see this one? RFK Jr. I'm deeply grateful to Eric Clapton for bringing his musical artistry and rebellious spirit to my gathering in Los Angeles last night and helping me raise $2.2 million for the Democrats. Because at the end of the day, when you're a Dem and you raise money, you're raising money for the Democrats. We tried to explain that to Bernie. Bernie didn't get it, but Jimmy gets it. That's why he's laughing his ass off. Jimmy gets it. Right? Oh my gosh. It's, I would love to be excited about RFK Jr., guys. I would love to be excited about some candidate, but I can't be. If we took a whole bunch of them, rolled them together, and cut some shit off the edges, we might have a decent candidate. But that's, for the exactly, Shanda. Yeah, exactly. They're raising money, but we don't have a candidate, guys. And, there's a lot of talk about RFK Jr. Finally having it out with the Dems. They're taking delegates from him that he hasn't even won yet. And is he going to go into the general? Well, he better do it now, because you don't get to go through primary season and then get on the ballot for the general in many states. It's called the sore loser law. You can't just jump on a ballot because you lost the primary for whatever party that you ran in. So you better figure it out before it's too late if that's what he's going to do. But at the end of the day, he's just a Dem, guys, and that's not what he's going to do. And his tongue bath to Israel, every time he opens his mouth, just makes me run the other damn way. Do you guys see Sean Penn? Oh my God. I didn't bring the original like on Monday. Everybody was bringing it, and I was just like, yeah, it's probably old and worn out. But Turncoat Don did an amazing job of making it better. So let's check it out. He wants more money, he wants more weapons, and he wants war.
They need more ammunition, more long-range precision weapons, and yes, fighter jets. The issue really is that right now they're dying. Every day they're dying. So what we're waiting for seems to still be attached to this, I would argue, overcautious concern related to nuclear weapons, because for one thing, if we're going to live in a world where a bully with nuclear weapons runs the show, there was a former intelligence officer I'd spoken to in Ukraine at one point. He said, he doesn't want to live in that world, and Ukraine won't. And so I just think we have to make a clear decision to start saving lives, saving infrastructure, and what that means is supplying the Ukrainians. They have no interest in having Americans or others in the fight. They're ready to take the fight themselves. And their ability to transition on these platforms, be it the F-16 or when it comes to the Patriot, is not. I don't think there's been an honest conversation about how quickly they can transition. I think there's a lot in the air about how long it takes, how maintenance, fueling, all of that. But there are many ways in which that can be, sped up tremendously.
He is not worried about it at all. And damn that. I know you guys can hear that weed eater now. If I can hear it, it's super loud. But yeah, he's not concerned about, but he's very scared that Putin has weapons and we must fight. Of course, the background movie was The Day After, which was a movie that came out. We should do that for movie night. It was a movie that came out in, I think, like 84, 85. I remember it coming out as a kid, and my dad worked at the Pacific shipyard on nuclear subs. So I was very scared of this when I was a kid. I remember I couldn't sleep after this movie came out, and I was crying. It was 1983. Okay. And I was, crying. I couldn't sleep. I was 10 years old. And I remember Dad coming in and sitting down next to me in bed, like, it'll be okay. You got to understand that if one of those did go off, honey, we are so close that you wouldn't even feel it. You'd just be vaporized in an instant. Because that comforted me as a child. Are you kidding? Yeah, when you live close to PSNS, the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, as a kid, you knew that we were definitely a spot that was going to get hit, along with Keyport. And I'm only 100 miles away from that now, but there's a big mountain between us. So I'm hoping if the wind's going the other way, I might be okay. Fuck Sean Penn and the horse he rode in on, that guy. We know that he's a COINTELPRO, CIA. The CIA has a history of tapping musicians and actors because, hey, they travel around the world. They talk to diplomats. They're a good person to put in there. And what else has Sean Penn done in the last 50 fucking years? We know what you're all about, Sean Penn. Yeah, duck and cover, Salty Digital Dive, because that'll protect your ass, right? There's no Republicans and Democrats. Divide and rule. This is a transnational crime syndicate masquerading as a government. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. That's exactly what we live under. Jason Burmis did a really good interview with David Icke the other day. Go check it out over on the Rokfin. And, David Icke, he's got so much to say about these transnational criminal syndicates that have completely controlled the media, the narrative, and, therefore they control all of us. And that's what it comes down to, is the control. So they've got this dancing performer out there this week. Of course, he's in town. Breaking, Zelensky has just arrived at the UN National Assembly to demand another $24 billion in U.S. tax dollars. Oh, and it looks like they're going to give it to him. They're so happy. They're so happy to see him. And come on, the Republicans shutting down the government to say no more Ukraine aid. That's not what's going to happen. And we know that's not what's going to happen. They're going to put their pressure on to get whatever they want. But don't forget, the Republicans are just as bad as war hawks as the Democrats. And they love this fucking war. And they are funded by all the weapons developers who need this war. The Raytheons and the BlackRocks and the Honeywells of the world. So this is just theater. It's theater that the Republicans are actually going to draw the line in the sand and say no more aid to Ukraine. We know that. We know that. And besides, they need this war to continue on because they have a ton of toys they need to test out, right? We've been talking about tech for so long on this channel, the coming tech, and how the stuff that we're being told about right now is 30 goddamn years old. They're not telling us about the stuff that's in the pike right now, but Annie Jacobson is. And this is a nice little breakdown of some of DARPA's secret tech and mind control. I don't think I covered the mind control. I think we're just going to do the DARPA tech, but this is a great breakdown of it. I love Annie Jacobson. Some people talk shit about her, but the information that I've got from her, I've always found, I can always back it up. There's receipts out there. And I love these writers who bring receipts like Whitney Webb. I took my book with me on vacation. I did get a little bit of reading in, but that book is so dense and thick. Like, it's going to take me years to finish off Whitney's Webb, One Nation Under Blackmail. So let's check out Annie Jacobson.
Meet the Hunter Seeker. It's small, fast, and practically invisible. Imagine this mosquito-looking robot catching you off guard with a surprise attack. Just like in the movie Dune, it's a treacherous gadget designed for assassination. But of course, that's all science fiction. We don't have anything like that. At least not yet. But here's the thing. Just like many technologies we've seen in sci-fi movies, you never know what could become a reality. Even Elon Musk thinks creating that kind of drone could be quite affordable.
You could make a swarm of assassin drones for very little money by just taking the Face ID chip that's used in cell phones and having a small explosive charge and a standard drone and have them just do a grid sweep of the building until they find the person they're looking for, ram into them and explode.
When it comes to war, technology is a subject that evokes strong emotions, a range of thoughts, and perhaps sparks some debate. Particularly if those technologies are unmanned. You might ask yourself, are we ready for this? Are we opening a Pandora's box we can't close? As unsettling as it might be, investigative journalist and author Annie Jacobson has unveiled some more controversial projects you may not like, and it comes from DARPA, or Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
There's a moth, so there's a Mandica sexta moth, that's what it's called, it's a large moth, and DARPA scientists put brain chips into the larva. When I went there to meet a DARPA scientist who was working on an artificial brain for DARPA. And that little wasp drone there being shot off the arm of an operator it weighs just a few pounds, and it has some of the most incredible technology. This is called the Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System. It can kill a human target 2 miles away.
It is no secret that the U.S. government channels a significant amount of funding towards its defense agency. As reported by the Department of Defense, the Biden-Harris administration submitted a proposed fiscal year 2024 budget request to Congress. The request amounts to $842 billion for the Department of Defense, an increase of $26 billion over last year. With resources of such magnitude, we can only speculate about the advanced technologies on which they're working. What could they possibly be planning? Could the implications alter our understanding of warfare? Let's take a closer look at what they've been investing in. We all know Atlas. This agile robot, built by Boston Dynamics for DARPA, can perform a variety of natural movements. Its creation marked a leap toward accelerating advancements in the world of robotics. The dream is to engineer robotic comrades that could stand by our side, ready to lend a helping hand. But at the same time, DARPA also funded this modular robotic system.
It can kill a human target 2 miles away. It has everything that was ever designed in Vietnam, shrunken down to the size of my fingernail and more.
This unmanned vehicle provides a range of options, from non-lethal to lethal. It was designed for military reconnaissance and frontline safety, a transformative process that blurs the boundary between human judgment and automated response. Does that make you feel uneasy? The crux of the matter is who's accountable, who's deciding, and who's safe from potential hacking in this world of unmanned systems. And it's not just the robots. The WASP-3 AI-enabled drone that Jacobson mentioned is also reported to be developed under DARPA's micro-vehicle program.
What they're doing is taking audio of an area. So, for example, if a unit goes into the war theater and they understand that there's a terrorist hideout over there, they'll send the WASPs in, and they will be taking video and audio in real time.
Similarly, China's increasing their number of drones and tweaking some older design to make them way more sophisticated.
They want a military that can employ artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and generally a lot more unmanned systems.
Without a doubt, drones are going to be important in war since they are a growing trend for future combat.
Okay, so next show, I'll bring you the mind control, and send me any of the mind control stuff that you have, because they really are related. When she's talking about how they put that microchip in that moth larvae, and then when it became an actual moth, they had control over it. Well, if they can do it to a moth larvae, what do you think they can do to us? Like I said, Jason Burmas had David Icke on, and they really talked a lot about Elon Musk and how everybody thinks Elon's the smartest guy in the goddamn world. You know, he's coming up with all this tech, but we know that's not what Elon is. Elon is kind of a the dirt doof guy. He's a good entrepreneur. I will give him that, but he's not creating this technology. And technology does have, it's because DARPA is decided to make him the leader of it, right? And so, and they all come together. If they have control over our minds, they have control over everything, which they already have control of half the freaking population's mind without even implanting anything into us, right? But they're getting really, really close with these neural implants that, of course, Elon has been working on Neuralink. And why is Neuralink so important? Because it will be the first bridge between our brains and our technology interfacing together. And he wants the patent on that. He wants to be the one who who pushes the fact that you can control your phone with your brain. he already says you're already a robot. You just don't know how to use your shit yet. And basically that's what Neuralink's going to be. So a lot of scary shit coming down the pike with tech. And you guys are so right. I have the best informed chat in the whole world. You really are, because you guys listen to some of the best truth tellers out there. And yeah, we know what's coming, and you guys know what's already being used. Jilly was talking about Israel and their swarm drones. Of course, we know that they've had fully autonomous robo killers on the lines in Israel, right? They've been trying a lot of that stuff out there, but a lot of this is getting tried out in the Ukraine now. And, everybody wants to say that Elon, he fought back against the United States and he shut the Starlink off so we wouldn't go to a hot war. That is all fucking bullshit. Starlink is still going strong. The Ukrainian military still has contact. I mean, I'm not buying that story one bit. Yeah. Bad robots. I agree, Fred Edwards. Let's see. NATO chief warns that there will be no quick ending to the Ukrainian war. Oh, you think? No, there won't be, because exactly what I just said. They need to play with all their toys, right? And they need to make new ones. Think of all the money that's coming down the pike for them, so that way they can invest in new technologies. JP Morgan CEO demands that the world government seize private property to save the planet. Oh, yeah. What a POS, right? That is Jamie Dimon, right? Is that who that is? Are we shocked that the CEO wants the world governments to seize private property to save the planet? Because that's what's coming, right? We already see that happening, especially with the pipelines. They just come in, they'll take your land, and we're putting this pipeline through. But yeah, they got to save the planet, taking your stuff one thing at a time. The Clinton Global Initiative was this week. Did you guys see this crap? Oh, it's so nauseating. So nauseating. So, of course, you got the new head of the Soros Foundation, George Soros' son, Alex, who just stepped up, hanging out with Gavin Newsom at the Clinton Global Initiative in New York today. Oh, yeah. He wants to hang out with the future president, right? Because I got to tell you guys, there's a lot of talk that they're going to shove Gavin Newsom down our throats when they finally do away with Biden, because they know they can't win with them. So why not get into the general and then say, well, Biden's got a lot of health problems. His doctor says that it's just, he can't, it's not, it's too bad against his health. He can't run for president any longer. So then they're going to say, well, Gavin Newsom stepped up. He's such a good guy. He's willing to take the baton and take it all the way. That's what they're going to do. I freaking have a feeling if it's not Gavin, it's going to be one of those damn Clintons, like Hillary. I keep telling you guys that. I don't think that she's gone. And we keep hearing stories about how the Clinton Global Initiative is moving the pieces on the board so that way they can get back in the fight, because they're bored. They miss politics. The face you make when you tried to kill everyone and accidentally woke them up. Oh, Gates, what'd you say?
Large parts of the world will be so diminished that you'll literally have hundreds of millions of migrants, and you won't have a thriving global economy because you will have degraded the ecosystems. And there is no quick fix to that thing. Unlike the magic vaccine, their brain never develops, they grow up stunted, and so the human potential is not there, and you're caught in a trap of instability and malnutrition. The pandemic, there's a lot of crazy conspiracy things out there, and that, is widespread, and, the beaches in lots of places will be gone.
Why do you say that?
People who suffer by far the most will be the poor. So it's very unjust.
And he smiles about it. The people who suffer the most are the poor. And then he cracks a big old smile, and it's unjust. These guys get off on the fact that they're crushing the bottom of the pyramid. He is ridiculous. I agree. In so many ways. I mean, all of the industries that he's put himself in, he owns more farmland than anybody in the United States. Of course, his mystery meats, I won't even get started with his global depopulation agenda, right? We've covered that so many damn times, but he's not the only one with the global depopulation agenda. And Last American Vagabond. So Clinton Global Initiative announces a new proposal. So yeah, they are going to rebuild Ukraine. So the last 2 days, I've got the article here. We'll go over it. Ryan Christian over at the Last American Vagabond says, so after all that we publicly exposed in Congress about the Clinton Foundation, the pay to play, and worse, the egregious criminal conduct by the Clinton Foundation in Haiti, etc., here they are right back at it in the middle of Ukraine. Of course, it's Ukraine. And let me take a quick look at this article and see what they're promising. Announced that it will announced a new organization. So they're calling it something else, which means it's a subsidiary, right? Some kind of shell corp. And they're going to rebuild Ukraine and provide humanitarian aid to those impacted by Russia's 18-month invasion, just like they did to Haiti. Remember all the good the Clintons did for Haiti? Oh, that's right. They did no good for Haiti. If anything, there's a lot of speculation out there of the terrible shit that they did to the children of Haiti. And some of it's not speculation, because remember, there was actual people that were prosecuted that were from the Clinton Foundation for that type of stuff. Let's see. Announced the Ukraine. It's called the CGI, the Clinton Global Initiative Ukrainian Action Network. I love when they come up with these really original acronyms and names, right? So they filed numerous financial pledges to support nonprofits working in Ukraine as the 2-day annual conference opened on Monday. So let's see, they're going to design to so they're going to mobilize their partners and other leaders from around the world to create finances and new commitments for Ukraine. But that's all we're told it really is. They never give us any details about what they're actually going to do. They use those damn keywords like, like they're friends from around, other leaders from around the world, right? But that's all they say. We're just going to rebuild. We're working with nonprofits, we're NGOs. They love to say that one too, right? So gross. So gross. Let's see. There's a couple memes on this one. When you have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton 5 hours later. That's pretty funny. And I don't care who you are. Nobody has 62 friends that commit Harry. And that's what it comes down to, right? I don't know. Obama seems to have a lot of friends around him that are lately. Just saying. So I had to bring you guys a little clip from our fave, Hillary Rodham Clinton, at the Clinton Global Initiative this week, and this is what she has to say.
We have a very real war on truth, facts, and reason. You can't have a democracy if you don't have people reporting on what leaders are doing. And so we need to defend journalists, not only in autocracies like Russia, and not only against non-state actors in Latin America, but we have to be vigilant in the United States as well.
Oh, what hypocrisy. What disgusting fucking hypocrisy from a woman who said, can't we just drone and kill him about Julian Assange? Not to mention what she did about Gaddafi, right? I mean, this woman, we have to protect our democracy. We don't have a democracy. And she says it's all out war that you guys have waged on us. We know it. We know it. What irony. How gross was that? I'm muted, but I didn't need to hear her. Oh, okay, you're muted. Yeah, you didn't need to hear her. I promise you. It was so gross. It shouldn't have been muted. Okay. And this is another good one. Remember the time Hillary Clinton sold uranium to big bad Ruskies? Yes, I do. Uranium One. That is what we are talking about. And just like Ryan Christian said, how many times do they have to get caught? How many times do they have to be called out before everybody goes, stop? go away or go to prison. They'll never go away and they'll never go to prison. The spies who lied, the intelligence experts who falsely discredited Hunter Biden's laptop and still won't say sorry. Oh yeah, remember these a-holes? Wake up, your government doesn't represent you anymore. I don't know if it ever did. Did it ever? So the reason I bring you the spies who lied is because they got a new job. The Biden administration. So the Biden administration has appointed James Clapper, John Brennan, and Paul Koloby, former intelligence officers, to the DHS Homeland Intelligence Expert Group, handling national security issues. Just national security issues. We don't know what, but just issues. These individuals signed the fraudulent October 2020 letter deceptively asserting that Hunter Biden's laptop was likely Russian disinformation. This falsehood significantly impacted the closely contested 2020 election, decided by a mere 44,000 vote margin in Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin. We select intelligence officers who intentionally spread disinformation to sway a U.S. election for a role in a DHS, Department of Homeland Security, expert group tasked with national security, ? Should they be losing their security clearances? Yeah, right. So here they are. There's all their names all lined up. That is our new Homeland Intelligence Expert Group. So yeah, do something bad, get rewarded. Lie, not a big deal. You'll get a better job. That's the way it works in the CIA. We investigated ourselves and we found we did nothing wrong. Of course not. Yeah, I agree. DHS traffickers. That's exactly what they are. So I told you guys when this one left a mere 6 months ago that she would be back and she would rebrand herself. And that's exactly what she's doing. Jacinda's back, guys. I got to pull out my old meme that said I'm leaving. I love that meme. I've been packing that meme around now forever. Let's hear what she had to say because, yet again, they know better than you and they're going to protect you.
This week, we launched an initiative alongside companies and nonprofits to help improve research and understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis- and disinformation online, a challenge that we must, as leaders, address. Sadly, I think it's easy to dismiss this problem as one in the margins. I can certainly understand the desire to leave it to someone else. As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light-touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly. But while I cannot tell you today what the answer is to this challenge, I can say with complete certainty that we cannot ignore it. To do so poses an equal threat to the norms we all value. After all, how do you successfully end a war if people are led to believe the reason for its existence is not only legal but noble? How do you tackle climate change if people do not believe it exists? How do you ensure the human rights of others are upheld when they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology? The weapons may be different, but the goals of those who perpetuate them is often the same: to cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves, to disband communities, to collapse the collective strength of countries who work together.
Exactly what you guys are doing.
But we have an opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare. In these times, I'm acutely aware of how easy it is to feel disheartened. We are facing many battles on many fronts, but there is cause for optimism, because for every new weapon we face, there is a new tool to overcome it. For every attempt to push the world into chaos is a collective conviction to bring us back to order. We have the means. We just need the collective will.
The hypocrisy of these people, everything she says that we're doing misinformation, it's exactly what they're doing. It's their weapons, it's their control of the narrative, so that way so we can protect people. Please, we can't protect ourselves because we're being bombarded by misinformation by the likes of her and all of her friends over at the WEF. We saw her back with Justin Trudeau this week. Do you guys see that make out fest? Oh, it was gross. It was so gross. Oh, so good to see you. Yeah, they're like brother and sister who grew up together, and now they're pushing their diabolical plan to take over the world for Uncle Klaus. And that's what I see with these guys, and you guys see it too. And yes, I think there might have been a little bit of ball action on that meme. I didn't make the meme, but I think the meme is hilarious. And yes, Dennis's wet dream for sure, that woman is. You guys are too funny. So while we're talking about climate change, did you guys see what happened yesterday? Let's check this out. I do love what they're saying, but this is a climate action. I want to say this was the Sunrise Movement.
The rich, tax the motherfucking rich, tax the rich, tax the motherfucking rich, tax the rich, tax the motherfucking rich, tax the rich, tax the motherfucking rich.
So I want to say that was at the FCC or the federal whatever stock exchange yesterday. Of course, they blocked the entrances. Bankers couldn't get in. Oh, sad bankers, I'm sure. But you guys know, I just love this meme of this picture of Cornell. I love it. And just a reminder of his campaign manager is with her and always has been. So I'm not talking shit on Cornell. I'm just telling you guys the truth of the matter. He hired a Clintonite to run his campaign. And whatever that means to you, if that means that you can't support him, then it means what it means. If you can overlook it, well, then you're probably overlooking a bunch of stuff. That's the way I see it, because living through what we lived through with those goddamn people in 2016 and 2020, I don't know how you could turn and pivot. We were stabbed in the back constantly as Bernie Sanders supporters by these exact same people who are now running the Green Party and are going to take a third party candidate to beat the Dems. No, you don't hang out with Hillary Clinton and then 6 years later you're beaten Hillary Clinton. That's not how it works. I do love that picture of Cornell. I just love that, when you open the Harvard yearbook, that's the picture you see. That's just funny. Okay. By all means, tax the rich. Democracy demands it. But talking about it like it's necessary to fund the federal government is detrimental and harmful to progress. And that is the bottom line, right? Can we pretend like we can't fund this country? Because we're having no fucking problem funding Ukraine. So, tax the rich because we need bridges and tunnels and schools and whatnot. Okay. But the reality is they just print money. So we could have these things if we really wanted these things, is the way I see it. He's going to pick Nina or some shitlib as VP. You think so, Jilly? I don't know. Maybe he'd pick Nina. Maybe. But I think, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, MMT, right? When you learn MMT and you understand that the U.S. budget is not like your home checkbook, and that taxes don't fund spending and they don't fund programs, right? Because they can just write down numbers and print them out. That's what they do. Then you realize that we could cure homelessness in this country. We could help people to have better opportunities. We could fund schooling. Right? We could have roads that don't tear our fucking cars up. But no, we need Ukrainian war, and that's what we're going to get. So till we, the people, say enough, we can fund all the things that we need to do in our country and fight back, we're going to keep buying shit we don't want, like a Ukrainian war. I had to bring you guys this story. So our little Peruvian aliens, they got an autopsy, or they got an x-ray this week. What did it say? Any excuse to use my favorite meme, Oz. I will. I love the gray Chanda and Oz. It's my favorite.
Remember these little guys from last week? Well, these so-called alien corpses have now undergone lab testing. Yep, that's right. They've had a full CT scan and X-rays. The bodies were presented to Congress in Mexico last week by a self-proclaimed UFO expert named Jaime Maussan. He claimed they had been discovered in Peru in 2017 and were 1,800 years old. His presentation went viral, with many calling the bodies aliens. The so-called corpses have been tested by Jose de Jesus Zalce Benitez, reportedly a military doctor and forensic expert, who says the specimens each belong to a single skeleton and have not been manipulated. But the findings have been widely disputed by scientists. Last week, a NASA scientist responded to the news and urged the men to
make samples available to the world.
Yeah. Give us some damn DNA samples. Let all the scientists run tests on it. Don't just go, oh, we did an x-ray and yeah, it has vertebrae. Because that's basically what they did. Such bullshit, right? And it's just like that video we just watched where the guy was like, we don't give a shit about aliens. We're dying out here. Like, we don't. And especially ones that come up to your knee. I mean, how scared would we be if we got invaded by 2-foot aliens? I don't know. But I'm sure they've got much bigger friends like Oz and I, right?
Remember these little guys?
Oh, come on. Don't play. Move over to the next one. Oh, of course. Rep Lauren Bobart, theater guy, ain't getting a second date. He's a freaking dim. Yeah, we were reporting this when it happened. She said she got hooked up on a blind date and that she was set up. A lot of people are saying this was a setup by the Democrats, and I'm just saying she didn't have to act that way. So how did they know, Bimbart, how did they know she was going to be that way? So I don't think it was a setup, whatever. But yeah, it turns out he was a Dem. So even they will date whoever. I wonder if she found him on Tinder. I don't know. So gross. Peace, Dev. I hear you used to live way out on Dillon Road in the desert. Oh, the desert. I still want to get out there to see Slab Camp. This video, I give you guys viewer discretion on this. Oh no, this isn't the bad one. Never mind. I didn't bring the bad one. There's so many videos of the police lately, right? That some of them are so bad. But this is just what they do. This is how they act. So check this out.
Motherfucking house. Hey, you ain't supposed to smack him like that. The fuck is wrong with you? Hell no, man. I'm on my property. I ain't gotta listen to you. Man, I'm on my property. You can't come over here and do nothing to me. Hey, you ain't got a search warrant. You can't come over here, man. Man. Hey, look, I got you all on camera right now. I'm on my private property. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. You're under arrest. For what?
Cops doing cop things, you know? They had no right. If they were storming another house across the street and all the guy did was yell, hey, don't hit him like that. You're not supposed to do that. What right do they have to stomp up on your porch, slam you down, take the phone out of your hand? Because cops can do whatever they want because they are the arbiters of the predator class. They are the long arm. And time again, you can know your rights. And I've encountered so many cops where I know my rights and I'm smarter than them, but they just don't have any shits to give because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to sue them. You're going to tell on them. You know, they don't care. And as we get further into this dystopian future we find ourselves headed towards, they're going to get worse. They're going to get much worse. So, I mean, we know how bad that could go. We didn't go there. So that's trespassing. I agree. It's so gross. It's so gross. Cops doing what cops do. So hopefully that video got out there. Maybe somebody got reprimanded, right? Or put on leave with pay, you know, or got put on the desk for a week because you were stupid enough to let somebody record you acting that way. Because that's what it comes down to. They don't want to get caught acting that way. They'll still be acting that way. That's what they do. Okay, I didn't bring this story just because it's bullshit, but I wanted to bring you a picture. Of course, Cenk Uygur is out there smearing the shit out of Jimmy, lying his ass off and trying to stay relevant. And I'm not going to give him any time for that, but I at least brought the picture of Jimmy laughing at him because are you vaccinated or something? He must be. He must be because that guy is just a moron. Yeah. Pigs being pigs. That's what I titled it. That's when I load these videos into my computer. I just like think of something off the top of my head and I just put pigs being pigs because that's what they are, right? Oh, that's so disrespectful. How dare you call them a barn animal? We know what the pigs were about in Animal Farm, Orwell's Animal Farm. Go read it if you haven't. I thought it was a mandatory reading in high school. I don't think it is any longer. This is a funny story. Let's see here. So in 2014, a Russian man attempted to rob a hair salon. However, the plot took an unexpected turn when Olga Zedjak, the owner of the salon, overpowered him, tied him up. Then she force fed him Viagra and used him as a sex slave for 3 days. Oh my gosh. This is from creepy.org. And yeah, that's a funny freaking story. Can you imagine? You try to rob a salon shop. Next thing you know, you got a gimp ball in your mouth. It kind of reminds me of that Tarantino movie, right? Oops, I didn't see that one coming. Okay, guys, this show, I thought I had a bigger show today, but I have a lot of memes. So we're going to spend a lot of time in Meme Alley today. We got lots of memes. The memes have been off the hook this week. And as a culture, we now communicate in memes. And I know some people are like, why would you bring memes to your show? Because you guys write me and you tell me, hey, we love Meme Alley. And so I've been pouring on Meme Alley. Okay, you guys know on Monday, I brought you the report of free burgers. Yesterday was International Burger Day. And some of our favorite fast food restaurants, Pulp Fiction, thank you. Some of my fast food restaurants are giving out burgers. So Burger King had 50-cent burgers and Wendy's had 1-cent burger, right? Did anybody go partake in the Wendy's burger yesterday? I didn't, but it has a new name. It's being called the Zombie Burger. So, who had Zombie Burger for September? Yeah, in this dystopian future. And pretty insane that 90% of food in grocery stores didn't even exist 100 years ago, and neither did 90% of the diseases. Yeah, that's something to think about. I'm really getting into this mindset of how many ingredients are in it. Can I say the words that are in whatever I'm trying to eat? I guess that's what it comes down to, for eating healthy nowadays. So hard. It's so hard to eat healthy. I'm trying so much harder. I know a lot of you are. All you can do is just fight through it every day. And if you backslide, get back up. Yeah. And okay, I ate a cinnamon roll yesterday. I won't do that again all week. That type of thing. You got to just keep going because, yeah, rotting mystery meat. What was in those burgers? How do you sell penny burgers? Now, we know Wendy's has always claimed that they're 100% beef, right? Where's the beef? I want to say Wendy's was one of the very first ones to get sued for the whole E. coli thing back in the late 80s, early 90s. Of course, we know Jack in the Box did, but makes me wonder, is it Gates's mystery meat? Is that what's in them? Are they trying to dupe the public by, see, you guys didn't even notice it wasn't real meat. The whole White Castle burgers. Yeah. How many holes are in a White Castle burger? 9. Am I right? I don't know. I've never actually had a White Castle burger. I've had a frozen White Castle burger because they sell them at the grocery store, but we don't have any White Castles on the West Coast up where I live. Never have. So I don't know. Tell me how many holes are in a burger. Let's see. Liberals wearing a Trump mugshot shirt. Conservatives also wearing a Trump mugshot shirt. Yeah, I've noticed that Trump mugshot is definitely, there's 5 holes? No way. P stuff, seriously? Okay. Okay, you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right. I'm going to have to go get me a White Castle burger now just to prove it. And let's see. United States. You bombed my country, United States. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Yeah, we bombed so many countries. So, yeah, it's hard to say. Let's see. Rob Juno, good to see you. Welcome. Super chat. Hello. Love to all. And against all expectations, my wee rebellion continues. All of our wee rebellion continues, right? Because that's all we're here doing at the end of the day. Harold and Kumar was hilarious. You guys know I'm stoner culture, so I know all the good stoner movies. Plus, I owned a video store. You guys know that? I owned a video store from 98 to 2002 at the height of video stores dying. for sure. Because you could go buy a DVD at Costco for $10, and so it was kind of hard to keep a video store going with that kind of undercutting of what we were doing. But because I owned a video store, I have a vast movie knowledge, which just seems to be fading as I get older. I can tell you that. Let's see. When we're looking for a recipe but end up browsing 4 hours, and now 9/11 was definitely an inside job. Oh my gosh. I know I'm not the only one who does this. Let's see. Yesterday, I was looking for a peach cobbler recipe or a peach pie recipe. And yeah, I ended up down some rabbit hole. Oh, I found you guys that DARPA video. I don't know why. You owned a video store? No way. Yes, I did. I owned a video store. And it was just like, have you ever seen Empire Records? That was exactly how I ran my video store. I had mostly high school kids that would come in and work after they get out of school. And it was just a great party atmosphere. We had a big back room with couches and, like a little lounge. I swear to God, it was just like Empire Records. And it was such a great time. And I was the ringleader of it all. I miss those days, but you can't go back, right? And let's see. When threatened, the Pope can spray holy venom up to 25 feet. Oh, come on. That one's pretty funny. That one is pretty funny. He looks like he's getting ready to spit some venom. More memes. Here we go. This one's funny. Wanted someone to go back in time with me. This is not a joke. P.O. Box 1004 1557 4th Avenue, Prince George, BC. Let's see. You'll get paid after we get back. Must bring your own weapons. Safety not guaranteed. I have done this only once before. This guy's a time traveler and he's looking for somebody to travel with him. He's only done it once before. So safety is not guaranteed and you need to bring your own weapons. I got a new weapon this week. Guess what I got, guys? I got a big old can of bear spray. I don't know what I did with it. Maybe it's next to my bed, but I can't find my taser. I have a taser. You guys know when I got attacked at Wendy's a couple of years ago, I got punched in the face by a Trump supporter, like randomly out of nowhere. I'm in the line. He's just sitting there. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't move his car forward. So I went around him and got back in line. And then like 5 minutes later, he comes running out of Wendy's, sees his truck is not moved or because nobody was in it. And he runs over to me and I'm at the order window and he punches me through my window, my rolled down window in the face. Then he jumps in his truck and he takes off. Well, there was plenty of witnesses. Everybody saw, everybody got his license plate. But anyways, my daughter at that time was like, Mom, you need to start carrying a taser. These Trump supporters are freaking crazy, And yeah, he went to jail and I pressed charges. I did. When a random stranger has enough anger to attack a woman, and this was a big dude too. Like I want to say he was like 6'5", probably close to 300 pounds. When he has the balls to do that to a woman he doesn't even know, what's he doing to the woman he knows? And that was my take on it. But I've packed a taser around ever since then. Tase. But I can't find my taser now. I don't know what I did with it. So and now I got bear spray. I figure bear spray will knock somebody down as much as my taser will. Me getting executed in 2030 for owning things and being happy. Yeah, because you'll own nothing and you will be happy. Yeah. When you get booted from Beetlejuice, the musical for vaping. I love it. Oh my gosh. I don't know who shrunk her face down, but that's a hilarious meme. That's a great meme. See her little tiny shrunken head, the Bobart head. Let's see. We got a few more here, guys. Me Mally. I love Me Mally. Okay. So I had this one on here twice. We have information that leads to the arrest of Hillary Clinton 5 hours later. Remember that time your husband and a male prostitute had a hammer fight in their underwear? That was so awesome. Oh, rest in peace, Chris Farley. He made us laugh so hard. Gosh, it was so sad when we lost him, right? Him and John Candy. I think they went around the same time and it really hurt. When you don't know if it's a ski rack or the police. Oh, who does this? I can detect a cop 3 miles away when I'm driving down the road. My kids think it's the most impressive talent that I have. And I definitely sometimes confuse ski racks for police. I got to tell you. Or the push guards, right? If they have a good push guard. Oh, I didn't have my other light on. Now I glow. See, now I show you guys my secrets. I have a glowing chin light. See how much it makes me glow? I'm showing you guys the secrets of the tricks of the trade. Okay, let's see what. You better take cash or I'm leaving this all here. And that's the mentality we have to have with cash, guys. You have to demand that points of sales continue to take cash, because who uses cash? The poor use cash. The homeless use cash. We don't have credit cards. We're not being tracked by credit scores. And that's exactly what they want. So if a place says they're not taking cash, don't use that place anymore. I mean, that's really where I'm at. Anytime I encounter, sorry, you have to have a card, I bounce. Like, nope, I ain't doing this, because all that does is hurt people. It's American legal currency. It should be allowed to use any place that you need to buy something. This whole digital bullshit. I told you guys, I'm fighting the banks right now. They want every transaction to be a digital transaction so they can trace it. And that's what it comes down to. We all know it. Let's see. What variant does this protect me against? You're actually helping transgender Ukrainians fight global warming. Oh, come on. It's funny. It's funny. What else? How white leftists see themselves after complaining about white people online. Oh God, that's the worst. Yes, the self-hating, white bashing liberals. They are the worst, right? And I know we've all been guilty of it from time to time, I included. If you can just print money, then why am I paying taxes? Why? Why are we paying taxes if they can just print money? And think about how much you're taxed. Think about how much we're taxed. They automatically take half our paychecks, right? Oh, because you got to have retirement. That's the Social Security. You're going to feed into that. And, unemployment that you're never going to get, and disability that good luck qualifying for disability, even if you break your fucking back. Those are the systems that are coming in and taking money. And then everything you buy is taxed. Oh, I got this nice little saying yesterday. Let me find it. It was perfect. It says... Oh, let me make it smaller. Okay. It says, tax his land, tax his wage, tax his bed in which he lays, tax his tractor, tax his mule, teach him taxes is the rule. Tax his cow, tax his goat, tax his pants, tax his coat, tax his tie, tax his shirt, tax his work, tax his dirt, taxes chew, taxes smokes, teach him taxes are no joke. Taxes car, taxes grass, tax the roads he must pass. Taxes food, taxes drink, tax him if he tries to think. Tax his soda, tax his beer. If he cries, tax his tears. I don't know who wrote that. It was anonymous, but I love it because that's the way it feels. We pay taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes in this country. But, Ukraine, right? Okay. Wow, we're gonna get out of here early tonight. Today. Sorry about that, guys. This is my gardening meme for the day. And who had pantries like this growing up? My grandma had pantries. Both of my grandmas had pantries like this growing up. And I think we need to bring these type of pantries back. We need to bring back the art of preserving food. Because look at these. How many preservatives do you think are in those jars? There's probably none. You probably got some green bean and some salt, or maybe some peaches with a little bit of simple syrup. I mean, that is the way we used to eat. 1, 2, 3 ingredient food, not 50 ingredient foods that we can't even comprehend, can't even pronounce, right? So that's what it is. We saw some good move yesterday at the Washington Post, or on the 19th. Yeah, 19th was yesterday. 64 Australian parliamentaries called for the release of Julian Assange. Did you guys see this? Very, very good. Keep putting the pressure, keep bringing the pressure for Julian Assange. I'm so glad to see so many Julian was trending yesterday. I mean, that's because of you guys. I mean, that is the Assange movement out there, not letting his name be forgot about, not letting, the mainstream media just brush it away. So we will keep fighting for Assange. And you guys, let's write Assange. Write him. It's so easy. There's the address. Mr. Julian Assange. There's his prisoner number and Belmarsh, and just screenshot it real fast and you can get it. and send him a postcard. I mean, send him. Everybody loves getting a postcard, right? But especially if you're somebody who's been living in a, what was it, an 8x5 cell. I brought you guys his cell dimensions a couple of days ago, and send him a postcard, send him a letter. Doesn't have to say anything other than thank you for telling us the truth, and we're here fighting for you. That's all it has to be. Gray Walker says salt, sugar, vinegar, lard used to be the preservatives of choice. Yeah, right. For 200 years. I mean, you go back to the 1800s, the early 1900s. That's exactly how we were preserving our foods. We were dehydrating them. We were canning them. We were freezing them. This convenient food is poisoning us, and we know it. So it might be convenient to go get a package of something, dehydrated or full of preservatives, but when you can just make it yourself. Let's try harder to eat better. Everybody, right? Everybody. It's okay if you break and you have that cupcake every now and then, but as long as you're eating real whole foods, you're not going to feel as bad, right? And that's what it comes down to. Joey's Coffee. Have you guys had Joey's Coffee? Oh my gosh, it is the best coffee. And you can get Joey's Coffee by reaching out to Oz over at Beauty and the Boomer. And Christmas is coming. And you guys know Joey's Coffee is one of the best Christmas gifts. I'm not even joking. Or the dandelion teas. Joey's got a lot of great teas too. So the dandelion teas, I took camping with me. If I feel like crap, like my stomach's upset or I just don't feel good, I will drink a dandelion tea. I swear it just something washes over me and I feel better. So check it out. Let's see. Beauty and the Boomer will be back this Saturday, and Oz has got a good song picked out for us, and he's really animating our cards so nicely. This one's not animated, but I know the one that's going up is going to be, and we're having so much fun. We're kind of getting back in the grind of things since I've been off for 2 weeks, so this will be a good show. And let's see, what else do I got coming on? Oh, you guys know Pasta is dropping his documentary on Friday. You have to be subbed to his personal channel. So go over, Craig Pasta Jardula. Do me a favor, follow our brother Pasta. I haven't talked to Pasta much because he's big time now, but I still love Pasta and I'm still going to support him. So I know he's stopping over at Jason Burma's tomorrow too. So you can check that out. Of course, he'll be doing the rounds. Let's see if we can get him to stop by our show. He hates my studio because it makes his picture fuzzy. So I don't know if he'll stop by or not, but we'll try. Hey, Kim Carr, what's up? Vinegar. I love vinegar. I could drink straight vinegar. There's some people who can, there's some people who can't, but I am definitely a pickled type of person. I love anything like that. Convo Couch yesterday was okay. I was just Pasta and, they were talking about the F35 that was missing, I think, but it was a good show. Ew. TC, see, you're one of those that doesn't like vinegar, right? Cold Fusion hates it. He won't touch anything that's pickled, and I want to put pickled everything on anything. Yeah, I get it. I don't like onions. Anybody who eats an onion to me is just out of their mind. That smells like a dirty rotten foot. Why would you eat it? But I get it. I get it. Some people love them. I'm not one of them. If I find an onion on anything I'm eating, I'm done. I sorry, I can't eat it. Like, I'm getting a little better, like with salad onions. I do like salad onions. I can eat them in a salad. Hey, Wesley, good to see you. Let me shout out the Rokfin while I'm here. Hempcar, thanks so much for joining us. Gregory, good to see you this morning. Denver Attaway, Repo Man. Emilio Escobar. That was a great fucking movie. Repo Man. I love that. Men at Work was a great movie too for Charlie Sheen. Not a huge Charlie Sheen fan, but that was a great movie. Who else is in here? I'll have to look at the links you sent me in a second, Hempcar. Normally when I go off the air, I go click all the links because you guys send me good stuff. Hello, Teresa. Good to see you. Fred Edwards. Fred, you're the best. Always sharing our stuff out. We appreciate you more than we can tell you. TK, good to see you. Dina Morgan, welcome to the chat. I see you're spamming us, but that's okay. Stick around. You can learn something. I get it. And of course, Keith Hayes is hanging out over there too. Good to see you. SF Thomas is in the house over on the YouTube. Hi, SF. Rick, thanks for joining me. Of course, DC, he's just, I made DC gag with the whole drink vinegar thing. I'm so sorry, DC. Chili, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, Chili, you sent me a bunch of stuff. I need to get moved onto the deck. I get brain dead and forget. Pasta Show link. Thank you. Pasta Show link is in the chat. Make sure you click that and go sub. I'm sure he'll put it up on Cavo Couch, but I know he's trying to build his personal channel. So let's get over there and follow him on his personal channel. Snow Leopard, thank you for joining me. Gamer's in the house. Good to see you, Gamer. Hi, 4737 Carlin. Who else? Vic's here. And Gray Walker joined third party. Good to see you. Thank you to everybody who's joined me today. Do I have anybody on Rokfin? It never fails if I ignore Rokfin. There's nobody on the Rokfin, but if I don't, oh, there's 6 people watching on Rokfin. Hi, or Rumble. Hi, Rumble. Glad to see you. You guys could chat in the Rumble, that's how that works. Okay, guys, I think we're getting close to out of here. I got a lot to do today. I got to start shutting down the garden, cutting all the dead stuff back. I had like 35 sunflowers grow, and only one of them actually turned black and gave me sunflowers. They all stayed white. I mean, they're sunflowers, but they don't have the black streaks in them. I don't know. Maybe it was the Miracle Grow I gave them. I think it made them bigger than they were supposed to be. We'll do that again, but I had to try. If you want to help me out, you can hit my Spot Fund or you can hit my PayPal. They are in the links below with the link tree. The link tree, I believe, has the links to Joey's Coffee down there too. So you can always get to Joey's Coffee that way. Okay, guys, let's see. What are we doing this week? Beauty and the Boomer on this Saturday. I'm going to be on normal schedule next week. And then the following Saturday, the 30th, we will not be on air because Amber and I are going to be busy hosting Technology, Radiation, Health, and Your Future in Port Townsend, Washington. We like to do occasional hands-on type of meetings, and it helps us get out there and network and meet people in our area. And I'm looking forward to it. We haven't done one in a long time, and I used to do like 3 of these a month. So if you can join us, come on over to Port Townsend and learn about radiation and technology. And let's see, what do I got for a closer? We got White Girl Sticks Baby. Now, I just came across this song. This song is going to be a big hit over on TikTok. I don't TikTok, but I came across it somewhere else. And I actually tracked the whole song down because I love independent artists. And you guys know, I've got this new genre I'm really clicking in, and it is country rap or country hip hop. Who knew country hip hop was a thing? But it actually is a thing. And more artists are kind of doing this crossover country thing. I want to say she's from the great state of Indiana. And you can follow her. White Girl is her channel. And this is called Sticks of Baby. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Sorry, we're getting out of here a little bit early, but I go late a lot of times. So it evens itself out at the end. And I'll see you guys Saturday night for Beauty and the Boomer. You guys have a great Wednesday, and see you this weekend.
So I was born in the country, right? So I just went to YouTube, looked up country hip hop instrumental. We gonna just go with the first one.
Oh yeah, this is a classic.
I was just a baby hunting white-tailed deer. I'm a little thuggish, let me make something clear. I was born in the woods. Daddy pulled me out the sticks and then he threw me in the hood. Grew up in the city, ain't been country in a while, but I still like to chill around a big bonfire. Maybe raise a little hell. It's a party in the barn, everybody grab a bell. We can throw it back, we can get it cracking now. If you got a problem, ain't gonna be no pistol packing now. We fight it out. If you disrespect me, I'ma hit you in your mouth. Daddy raised a rebel, please don't get me fired up. A little bit of country with a whole lot of thug. We can kick it in the sticks or we can slang it in the slums. A trench, baby, but I can take it all back to the sticks. Yeah, my mama was a white trash chick, and now I'm hitting licks and toting that blip. The streets made me, but I was born in the sticks, my baby. Sticks, yeah, my mama parties, daddy taught me about survival. A gun and a knife, how to skin a deer and how to throw a rifle. I learned a lot in them backwoods. Then daddy moved me out to the back hood. I went from stacking wood to smoking backwoods. Now I'm walking around with that MacBook. Ooh, hot damn, by the age of 13. The woods to the hood, now I'm running them streets. My city made a demon, but my daddy made me. I'm a trench baby, but I can take it all back to the sticks. Yeah, my mama was a white trash chick, and now I'm hitting licks and soaking out blick. The streets made me, but I was born in the sticks, my baby. Sticks, yeah, my mama just a white trash chick. Now I'm hitting licks and serving them bricks. The streets made me, but I was born in the sticks, little baby. But I was born in the sticks, little baby. Yeah. I was born in the sticks, little baby. Sticks if you wanna, goons, I got a lot of them. If you wanna start a problem, we can put around the corner with the sticks. Yeah, my mama was a white trash kid. Now I'm hitting licks and serving them bricks. The streets made me, but I was born in the sticks, my baby. Sticks, yeah, my mama was a white trash kid. Now I'm hitting licks and serving them bricks. The streets made me, but I was born in the sticks, little baby. Yeah. I'm a little thuggish, but we can get country if you wanna. You feel me?